Welcome back to Bravo Breaking News. We have yet another TMZ interview, and this time they caught Tom Sandoval heading off somewhere at LAX. They've caught Tom Schwartz there, they've caught Raquel there, and they've caught Sandoval there once again. It seems like they are staking out LAX just to see what all the Vanderpump Rules peeps have to say. So I am going to break the interview down, but first, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any Bravo breaking news, and make sure to check out our Sandoval merch in the link below so you are ready for the season ahead. So TMZ caught Sandoval at LAX, but what is so weird is that just the day before, they also caught Ariana at LAX, but for a different reason. No, there was no video interview, but there are photos of her making out with her new, I'm going to call it, boyfriend, dropping him off at the airport. So as we last reported, Ariana was seen getting cozy with Daniel Y at Coachella. Pretty much all weekend long, they were being photographed together. And then at the end of the weekend, we finally got the confirmation that we needed. There was a video of them making out in the crowd at the festival, and I think that pretty much solidified that they are in fact together. And as if we needed more confirmation, they were spotted once again making out at LAX as she dropped him off at the airport. So we have learned that he actually lives in New York. He is not an LA native, so we reported that they actually met or, started to become close at that Mexican wedding that Ariana attended. So my guess is that they met there and they kind of, sparked a friendship or a relationship, and he was then invited out to spend Coachella weekend with her. So I am so happy for Ariana. I hope that this, whether it's a fling, a rebound, or, a real romance, I hope it works out for her. And I am glad to see her move on. And I am not the only one, because at LAX, Tom was asked the exact same question.
You see the photos, you see Ariana's kind of moving on?
So first off, they start the interview by kind of confronting it head on, asking Tom, has this been blown out of proportion? Is it time to move on?
I gotta ask, you think everyone should move on from this whole situation?
Yeah, I think they should.
And Tom is basically like, yes, this is ridiculous. We heard him talk about that on the Howie Mandel podcast, how basically he's comparing himself to a royal at this point. He doesn't know why it's been so blown out of proportion, but he is ready for it to be over. He's ready to move on. And he has somebody to blame for this. So he blames the squad of it all for perpetuating this.
The people that are perpetuating it the most are the squad of it all.
And the interviewer asks, oh, so you mean like the girls? I guess he's talking about Sheena, Lala, Ariana, all of the other castmates. And he basically says yes. Now, Tom, I don't think we should be blaming the other cast members for your mistakes. I think they are totally in the right to, as Katie would say, light your ass on fire for this. And I don't think that they're going to stop. I mean, Ariana was one of their best friends, and they're just sticking up for her. Yes, there are worse things than cheating, but Tom, I think you deserve what's coming to you, and I don't think that they need to let go. So then the interviewer asks if Tom in fact saw the Coachella videos of Ariana and her new man, and who didn't? We all saw them over the weekend, so of course Tom saw them, and he seems genuinely happy for her, as he should be. He messed up their entire life. He blew it all up. So all he can do right now is be happy for her.
You see Ariana's kind of moving on?
Yes, I love that.
He says, that's great. He's happy that she's moving on, and that he loves it. They also ask if he texted her after he heard the news, which I think is kind of a strange question, but he says no.
Do you text her and sort of I'm glad?
No.
And that prompts me to wonder, are they still living together? Last we heard, they were still in the house together and they were figuring out what to do about that. But I think that things might have changed just recently. I know that we've heard they are putting their house up on the market, but it seems that maybe with Ariana's new relationship, she maybe doesn't feel comfortable to be in the house with Tom. We heard that they were living together, but there was some sort of mediator in the house that would kind of help them plan who was going to be where, when, who was going to use the gym at what time. I think Sandoval said something about that on the Howie Mandel podcast. So I don't know. It kind of seems like things have changed. If they are not in communication, they are not in the same house, they are not speaking at this point. So I hope that they have kind of moved on from that. Maybe, Ariana is working on getting her own place. And I think that that is the healthiest thing for both of them to do right now, is to not be in that house together and not even have to deal with trying to figure out who's doing what, when, for the sake of not running into each other. And of course, the interviewer asks Tom about Miraval.
Hey, you think Miraval kind of did you dirty posting that thing?
So as we know, Miraval posted and deleted a post that kind of implied that one of the cast members from Vanderpump Rules was there this past weekend because it was rumored that Raquel and Tom were going. Tom came out and said he was in fact going, but that post pretty much blew it all up. He says,
Yeah, I think they were really unprofessional, and I think it was pretty tacky.
Basically, he was going there. Now he's not. I don't know if this puts Miraval in a bad light. I kind of love all the brands like inserting themselves into the Sandoval conversation. But who wants Sandoval at their establishment anyway? I don't think that they're losing anything by him, berating them on Instagram. I think that most of their clientele aren't fans of Tom Sandoval, so I don't think anything he says is really going to affect them one way or another. And before he goes, they ask how Raquel is doing, how is she holding up, and basically he says no comment.
I just ask, how's Raquel holding up, man?
I don't know, man. There's no comment on that one.
He does not talk about Raquel. I am sure that they're in contact, but right now she's supposedly at some mental health facility, getting treatment or seeking help. So I don't know, maybe she doesn't have a phone. Maybe they're not in touch. Again, he shared in the interview that they are taking a break. My guess is that he knows and he's just not going to speak for her. But basically he says that he's not going to see her. He's not going to meet up. So where is he going if he's not going to Miraval? Well, we found out just this morning when he posted a story of him in front of a waterfall. So it kind of seems like he went on a hiking trip, hopefully by himself, to maybe, cleanse the mind, body, and soul, get out in nature, which I think was his plan at Miraval. If you're in California or Arizona and run into him on the hiking trail, please let me know. I want to know who he's with and what he's doing. And I hope he uses this time for self-reflection because, man, if there was anybody who needed that, it is Tom Sandoval, 100%. So that is the latest Sandoval update. We have more episodes of Vanderpump Rules coming up this week, which we will be recapping. And, of course, we are going to start seeing all of the Sandoval footage coming out in the next couple of weeks. We have confirmed reunion dates in May, so we are just getting started. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss anything.